stated publicly why I believe the next president should be Igbo, Dele Faritimi. Nigerian lawyer and political activist Dele Faritimi took to social media just a few minutes ago to restate his opinion concerning the forthcoming 2023 presidential election. Taken to his official Twitter handle and while quoting a Twitter user's tweet, Dele Faritimi disclosed that he has been on the public space since 2 years ago, stating why the next president of Nigeria should be Igbo. According to him, he made his stand known even before Sowore could declare his intentions to run for presidency. And so he says on Twitter, 2 years ago and long before Sowore would declare any intention to run, I have been in the public space and on record stating why I believe the next president should be Igbo, and I am nothing if not consistent. Dele Faritimi made the remarks while responding to a Twitter user's question. You recall that Dele Faritimi had stressed in the past the need for equity and fairness in the Nigerian political space. It was in this regard he opined that the next president should be Igbo. I mean, it's not surprising because in a lot of his interviews he does tend to promote Sowore and obviously talk about Showore's plan, his manifesto, and looking at Dele Faritimi, to be honest, it was from him I actually knew that Sowore even had a website where he outlined his plan, a donation fund thing on his website, his manifesto, his plan, his ideas, his biography, everything, and I think it's Sowore2023.com. But anyways, yes, I mean, Dele Faritimi is definitely one you can go listen to, and there's so many videos online, especially on Sahara Reporters, where he does talk about Atiku, or as he says Atiku, or Emilio Khan, and he just talks about how the APC PDP interactions, talks about Peter Obi, and of course compares all these people, all these presidential candidates, and also puts in Sowore into the mix as well. But he's one who definitely has a fantastic way of reasoning, and I think listening to the way he analyzes a lot of things, it's pretty much intelligent. But yes, I think from his comments on that video where he actually talked about equity and fairness, yes, he says it is justifiable given the fact that every region of the country has been in power, and if you're going to go on the grounds of rotational presidency and of course zoning, then it is the right or the turn of the Igbos to have that presidential seat. So yeah, more details on that are on are online. Go on YouTube and you find that. Wow, interesting. First comment, Oloriburukunie Omwale, which I may not necessarily know the meaning of, but in Yoruba it is not the nicest of words, and I guess this person does not agree with him. After taking doses of weed, you are backing Biafra presidency. It's like you smoke some leaves. Now, this is the problem I feel. I think with a lot of the things, the propaganda and obviously tribalism, that a lot of people do believe that, Igbo should be presidency, or that even Peter Obi's candidacy has anything to do with Biafra. And it really doesn't. Biafra, IPOB, has come out and they have literally declared, their distance and said, you know what, we are not involved. And the problem now is, people still believing that I'm buying into that, because why? What is the hate about? Okay, fine. Even if you call it a Biafran presidency, what is the problem with it? Why are you so against it? The thing is, you cannot justify it, because if you try to justify it, you really can't. And if you're going to try to justify it, it means you're going to be tribalistic and you'll be prejudiced. That's what it is. And so the fact that you cannot give a sensible argument as to why you disagree shows really you are very much sheepish, buying into the narrative. And being very honest, if you have people like this flocking to get PVCs, then an outcome may be very different. But we can see how it is. Well, another opinion states, yes, the president should be an Igbo man if truly we are claiming to be one Nigeria. Anything outside this would spell doom for Nigeria. Well, I think even those that are the Igbos that are, I guess, Biafra, looking to leave the country, I've already seen that it's doom anyways. But the fact is, on the grounds of rotation and zoning and all that, it should be an Igbo person in power. But again, those that be, or those that are able to be the invisible hand to pull strings and just magically approve of an outcome. If it's in their power, I don't think they would make it happen. But again, it's also, as they say, if it's a game of numbers, you have to know. So what is the public actually thinking? What is the general perception? Yes, one with a track record and not propaganda, and one that is always complaining of the unknown problems without a manifesto for the solution. Well, a manifesto hasn't been given yet. Well, again, we'd have to wait to see that. Again, you cannot necessarily just go past without a manifesto, of course. And campaigns are going to start from September, so we will actually see how this goes. But if you look at Shore already has a manifesto. I mean, everything is in line. But then if you also look at, okay, now who has the funds and who has the popularity and has got the energy to flow with, it is Peter Obi. It is your opinion and you are entitled to it just as other people are entitled to theirs. Learn not to load yours on others directly or indirectly. Nigeria is a democracy, please. But Nigeria is such a complex nation. I mean, at the end of the day, when you look at how we got independence and just deciding even the kind of government that we'd want to run, even and look at our official language, it's English, for crying out loud. It's very embarrassing, let's be honest. So you have to understand that there are so many complexities within Nigerian society, which of course, to a very large extent, we're not the only diverse country in the world. We can literally just buckle up and fix what we need to fix if you're ready. But the fact is, your government and those in power have used rotation and have used that as a justification for whoever has been there. They have used it as a justification for whoever has been in power. So yes, on the grounds of equity and fairness and on their argument of rotation and zoning, of course, I mean, you've literally had from all regions of Nigeria a candidate to represent even the South, Jonathan. So why not the Southeast? Now that is where the problem lies. So you say Nigeria is a democracy. Where grow up, literally. If in fact you might as well just say Nigeria doesn't have a system of government instead of labeling it as a democracy, because democracy, where democracy, how? Please. Because with every election, if you find out that in the past, when you look at participation, we can't even say 50% of the population is even too much to say that they even participated, let alone to think that, they have been the one deciding the outcomes, or in fact just being enablers of this democracy that you say Nigeria is. So let's be careful with our words, please. Well, it is what it is. What do you think of what Delefari to me has said? Do you believe that Igbos are the next and should be in the presidential seat? Put what you think, and do not forget to like and subscribe.